One of the things that can happen with bonds, you could go buy an A rating, or let's take General Motors for example. Okay. If we look at 5 years ago, General Motors bonds were BBB, so 3 big B's. Okay. BBB plus rating. Okay. Which meant they weren't junk bond status. They were considered investment grade, which meant, hey, it's great to give your money to them because they've got enough money to pay you back. Okay. Now General Motors is on the verge of what?
Bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy. So, Katie, do you want to go give your money to General Motors right now?
No.
No. Katie, what do you think's happened if you bought a bond 5 years ago? Say you bought a 15-year bond from General Motors. Okay. Well, let's say you bought the bond 5 years ago when it was BBB plus credit, and now they're close to bankruptcy. What do you think happens to the price? Does it go down or up? Up or down?
Down.
Down. That's right. Why?
Because I'm not very good and they won't be able to pay you back.
Because people don't want to invest in them, do they? That's right, because they're not going to probably be able to pay you back. So if Katie wants to go get her money right now, and she put in $10,000, what do you think Katie's going to get? And I have this. I have clients that own bonds that were paying 6% interest with GM, and they paid hard for them. They paid $10,000 back when the rating was BBB plus, and now their rating is like a C minus, which is considered junk bonds or a non-investment grade. Okay. What do you think they're going to get for that bond if they decide to sell it? Brian?
Maybe 2,000.
That's actually really high right now,
Well,
believe it or not. Right now, to sell this bond, you're getting about $474 if you decide to sell your bond. Okay? So, if an investor, if Brian bought this bond for $10,000, Brian's got 2 choices right now. Okay? And he can look, he gets a statement every quarter or monthly, and he looks at his statement and he says, oh my gosh, my $10,000 bond, it's now worth $747. Okay? What happens? What are Brian's 2 choices? Travis, what are Brian's 2 choices? He gets a statement and he sees that now his price of his bond is $747. What can Brian do?
buy his bond.
So, you mean sell it? Okay. What does he get?
10,000.
No.
$747.
He gets $747 off his $10,000 investment. Okay. What's the other option? Brian.
I could keep it and hope that it would go up.
That's right. He can keep it, continue receiving the interest, because right now they're still paying interest. How, I'm not sure. But they're still paying interest. Okay. He could keep it and still pay his interest. Okay. And hope that GM turns around and that his bond starts to go up again. And then eventually they will pay him back the $10,000. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. What do you think you guys would do in this situation?
Keep it in there.
Keep it in there? Would anybody sell it? What happens if you keep it in and you didn't sell it and then GM goes bankrupt? What happens?
You lose all your money.
You lose all your money and you stand in line as a creditor. So maybe you might get something, maybe not. Okay. So people that are in this, investors that are in this situation right now, they have to look at it, okay, in 2 different ways. One, do they need this money, this $747? Do they need it, or is this something that if they lose $747 at this point, it's not a big deal? Or do they need that $747? Okay. Would they rather have $747 or nothing? Or do they want to take the chance that GM's going to come back and that they'll get their $10,000 back? That's the choices you have to make as investors. Does that make sense? Okay. Bonds are so exciting, aren't they, you guys? Okay. Now that we've talked about how debt investments work, what do you guys think the advantages are? Ben. What's an advantage of owning a bond or a CD?
I already read the answers.
Well, just give me one.
No risk to principal if held to maturity.
That's right. If held to maturity, so if the company or the bank or the government has the ability to pay you back, then your principal, you didn't risk your principal. Okay? What's another one, April?
Typically, interest is fixed.
That's right, which means what?
You get a certain amount of money fixed.
It doesn't
Fluctuate.
fluctuate. Right, it doesn't change. It's set. Okay? Where you're getting one payment, you get for all your payments. And Josh buys his bond from Yahoo and they pay a monthly income to him. It's pretty good, right? So basically can supplement what you're earning, right? Yeah? Okay. Alright. What are disadvantages of debt investments? Brian.
Principal does not grow at all.
That's right. If you put in 10,000, you get
10,000.
back. Correct. What happens on your statement to your price? Is your price always going to say $10,000 on your statement?
No,
No. What's going to happen to it?
it can go down.
Or?
Up.
Or?
Stay the same.
Okay. Very good. So when you get your when you get your statement and you see that your bond price has gone down, so let's say you put in 10,000 and it's worth $9,900. Okay, and you're getting your $600 of payments every year. Should you freak out?
No,
Why?
because it's only $100 loss.
Is it a loss?
No,
Not really.
No.
You're still getting the 600.
Why isn't it a loss, Katie?
because you're still getting $600 a year.
You're getting 600, and it only becomes a loss if
You start going bankrupt. And it
Or-
goes down. And
or you
take it out.
sell it. Correct. Very good, Katie. So, the only way you're going to realize a loss is if you decide to sell your bond. Okay? So your statements are going to be different, but upon maturity, they're going to pay you back what you put in. Okay? And you're going to continue to get your interest payments. So, is this a big deal? No. If you understand bonds, it's not a big deal. Okay? Travis, what's another disadvantage? What's the disadvantage of bonds over the stock market, the long term of the stock market? Are you going to earn as much in bonds as you would typically in 10 years in the stock market? No. Historically, the stock market has outperformed bonds. Okay? There's more risk involved in the stock market, but because you're buying companies and you get a share in the profits and the price appreciation, typically you'll earn more in the stock market. Now the stock market's down this year, so it's not very fun, but okay. Any questions?